You know, mija, when you came out to me, I didn't care, but I was blindsided. I did not see it coming. You didn't see it coming. Well, maybe I saw some signs. What signs? Where there was that fascination you had as a kid to carry your keys in a carabiner. What you call me? Oh, you were also born owning stock in Doc Martens, which I thought was weird, but the doctor said 1 in 25 babies. 1 in 25? That's crazy. One time you told me to get you like a pocket monster or something for your birthday, so I got you a Polly Pocket and you cried. I don't understand the tiny little dolls, abuela. Like, who gives a shit? And I don't understand why you like chorizo so much. Charizard. See, so none of these things are like explicitly homosexual, but I guess I had concerns. Sure. One time I told you God created Adam and Eve, and you asked me if Eve had any friends. I've always had a soft spot for MILFs. Gross. Oh, you kept asking me where Stacy's mom lives so you could mow her lawn. You know, you were really involved in my childhood, and I appreciate that. I didn't want to be that much, but I love you. I love you too. I have a bunch of friends who are middle school teachers, and they have the most hilarious job on the planet. The other day, one of them tells me, yeah, my class just they don't get Korea. They don't understand. Like, they get the intricacies of cryptocurrency, but they don't get Korea. And I'm like, what does that mean? Korea is there, right? Are they debating that it's there? Is this the new flat earth conspiracy? My friend's like, no. All day, they were just like, what do you mean one of them is bad? So I'm like, oh, they don't get that North and South Korea are very different places. My friend's like, yeah, I try to explain to them a dictatorship, but they don't believe me. They don't get that you can't leave. They look at me like, Squid Games is fake. And I'm like, yeah, but North Korea is real. And I'm like, what are you going to do? I'm going to move on. That's what I'm going to do. Hey, kid, what's that song that goes like, hey, God, put my stuff down. Who told you could touch my PS5? What? This is a song about God using your PS5 without permission? Well, no, I'm paraphrasing, It's a song about not losing the things that are important to you. So the PS5 is just what you find most important to you. I mean, I love you, kid, but ever since you hit 15, you've been a little further down on the list. I'm not gonna lie. Anyway, he's got a great rock voice, this guy. I think his name is Bob Boone. His name is Baboon. Robert Bob Boone. There's a Benson Boone. Are you talking about Beautiful Things by Benson Boone? Because I'm pretty sure the lyrics to that are, oh God, please don't take these beautiful things that I've got. Not, oh God, put the fucking PS5 down. This is my artistic interpretation. How far down the list am I from the PS5? I don't want to bum you out, Hey kid, what's that song that's called The Bullet Bar of Nightmares? Something like that? I don't know, it sounds like a Metallica song. No, this band is slightly softer than Metallica. Slightly, I think it's by the Blue Man Group. It's called The Intersection of Failed Potential. Something like that. The Boulevard of Broken Dreams? Yes! My GPS took me over there once. To the Boulevard of Broken Dreams. Yeah, and I hate to say it, but it was heavily gentrified. Damn, not even the Boulevard of Broken Dreams is safe. They'll put a Jamba Juice anywhere. It's by the Blue Man Group, yeah? It's by Green Day. I don't care what color the day is. What color is the man? That's a really antiquated question, Dad. What? Hey, kid, what's that pop song I used to like? I think it's called something like Cleveland Bitches. Okay, who sings it? Okay, I think it's two people. One of them is Snoop Doggy Dogg. Okay, well, Snoop Dogg sounds like he'd have a song called Cleveland Bitches, so this is better than what you usually give me. And the other person is a woman. I think she is a resident of Candyland. What does that mean? Okay, how do I put this? Her tatas are made of cupcakes. I wasn't looking, but that's hard not to notice. I don't want to have this conversation anymore. No. It's by Brunette Kesha. You know her. Katy Perry. Oh, Snoop Dogg featuring a capybara, of course. That pendeja we sent to space. Katy Perry, the extraterrestrial. Cleveland Bitches by a capybara and Snoop Doggy Dogg. I would buy 12 vinyls of that. Now, is it California Girls by Katy Perry and Snoop Dogg? I knew it was a city that started with the letter C. I was between Compton and Colombia, I see in Kendrick an inspired hater, a generational hater, a divinely upheld hater. The A minor chain, hilarious. The whole oh, is he gonna do it? Yeah, I'm gonna do it during the show. Great, I loved that. I know a good portion of America didn't know what was happening, and to be fair, it's not your job to keep up with rap beef, but if you don't know what happened, you should look it up. It's pretty good. It was monumental. It was like a dance on your grave level diss towards Drake. The game was good too, unless you're a Chiefs fan. I was not expecting that. I'm not even gonna make fun of you. Ouch. The women's sports commercials were pretty cool too. The WNBA just overtook men's soccer in having more avid fans in the USA. I'll give you this, America. Even in these fractured times, we can all agree we don't care about soccer. What's wrong with us? I hear they like it in other places. The World Cup is soon. The World Cup always sneaks up on America. Mija, how are you gonna be gay now? What do you mean? Well, with the current political climate, are you gonna have to go back in the closet? You need me to hold the door? I don't know if I can just go back in so easily. Oh no, I went back in the 70s. What? See, I slipped out, but I slipped back in. I just slipped back in. Oh, just slip back in? Yeah, you know I have a wife and like a massive online digital footprint of me being like inexcusably gay online. Just tell them what I told my girl in the 70s, okay? Whoops. How did that happen? It's been fun. See you never, okay? Who did you hurt? Carol. That's why Carol hates you? I thought you were arguing over the cost of stamps or something. No, mija, I guess I was what you would call a fuckboy to Carol. But it was Studio 54. It was different, you know? It wasn't different, Abuela. You're all the same. So, I'm a lesbian. Now you know. You're a lesbian? I can't have a gay friend. What if my dad finds out about this? You hate your dad. Yeah, but also, his approval feels like warm sunshine, and ain't nothing a therapist can do about that. How do you even know your dad won't accept me? He loves me. Well, when I was in the 3rd grade, I thought that I was gay, so I told him. And he told me that Santa doesn't bring gifts to gay kids. So, you know, if you want that smoke, go ahead. But he's just going to tell you he's mad at you for stealing the rainbow from God. Stealing the rainbow. Yeah, for Pride. How could you do it, Des? How could you steal the rainbow from God? That sounds like the gays are running some sort of Despicable Me level heist. Tonight, gays, we steal the rainbow. You can't have it, Des. It's God's promise. Then maybe God should have called the trademark office like all us other law-abiding Americans. But, like, we're cool, right? Like, we're good? You know, it took a lot of courage for me to tell you this. Courage? Are you shipping off to the gay wars? You and the girlies gonna storm a Nordstrom's? Okay, don't tell anybody this, but the other day I typed Nordstrom's wrong into my GPS, and I got way closer to Normandy than I had any business. If I got a Snapchat from you storming the beaches of Normandy, I would laugh till I died. Where is Normandy? Orange County. No, that's a Nordstrom's. I don't even fucking know anymore. I'm not driving back up there just to declare war on some rompers. Anyway, I knew and I accept you, you dumbass. Elon Musk is a cringy Lex Luthor who nobody voted for. There, I said it. I know that sounds harsh, but I reserve my harshest criticisms for white supremacists who are actively stealing from the treasury. It's a really specific set of circumstances that I don't get to employ often, but here we are. It seems Elon and Trump have never heard the age-old saying, more money, more problems. A saying I wish Elon would incorporate in his life. And maybe he would if he had like one friend to discuss 90s hip-hop lyricism with. One friend. You know, at least with old-timey rich people, they used to perform a service for their peasants. You know, with their social contract, we pay taxes and you like protect us from raiders. Elon and Trump seem to just be deleting Social Security and Medicaid and giving us nothing else. I would like to opt out of the social contract where I get nothing. We're like 2 steps away from Social Security being like a subscription you pay for. For just $300 a month, the government will give you $200 a month and maybe a blue badge on Twitter. Don't think about it too much. It's in beta. Like, Elon loves to say that the government is misusing funds while actively pocketing government subsidies for what I'm gonna call hobbies. He really wants to go to Mars. I don't give a fuck about Mars or Neuralink chips. I want clean drinking water and for you to take care of your kids. They're piling up. He claims he's trying to make the government more efficient when he's actually trying to see how much he can siphon out of the treasury while we're sleeping. Elon, no swiping. And look, I'm not anti-immigration, but he doesn't even go here. Like, he's not an elected official. He's a podcast guest who uses daddy's emerald money to fund the end of democracy. It's easy to get rich when you just break the law. That's super easy. If you're gonna be a supervillain, I wish he was cooler, like Willem Dafoe in Spider-Man. The lamest people got all the money. Elon looks like he says uwu in real life. He's the type of guy to like his own Instagram post to get it to 11 likes. All these tech bros are just going through a midlife crisis, and now we have to pay the consequences. This is not gonna age well, guys. The Broligarchy can maybe use some notes from MySpace Tom. MySpace Tom isn't trying to dismantle the US government. He's doing photography. Have you tried it? Maybe you like it. People have even been more scared to fly lately, and it's not because of DEI hires, it's because coincidentally, since Trump became president, more things have been falling out of the sky. If you're down with the MAGA ship, I have a real question. Do you think it's going well? We've pissed off every ally we have at the same time. I don't think eggs are ever gonna cost the same ever again. Everything's more expensive. It feels like they're on a dare to make eggs as expensive as possible. And on that note, good night, Elon, I hate you. When my mother forgets a word, she is the queen of coming up with new words. Words that have been identified by ICE as a genuine threat to the American language and way of life and are on their way to El Salvador right now. Anyway, back to the unpolitical video. I was talking to her the other day and she said this. Mija, you won't guess. They're in the backyard. There's so many of them. Ooh, what's in the yard? You know, el chiquito, rapidito, birdito. Are you having a medical emergency? What's happening? I think I was pretty clear. El zumbadorcito, chiquito, birdito. Despacito. Okay. I got Zoom. I think I got Bird. I got Ito. Mija, that's all you'll need. Okay, so it's fast, and it's a bird, and it's small. Hummingbird?
Human birds? No, I saw birds. They had bird bodies and bird faces. You saw hummingbirds. What are they called in Puerto Rico?
Colibri.
That's not even close. We weren't gonna get there. So they really took the horse tornado, no due process? See, they told me he's not an American citizen. I'm like, es una palabra, cabrón, what?
All right, people, morning meeting time. Welcome to another beautiful day of spending the only life you will ever have, serving people you kind of hate for money that just isn't quite enough. Try not to dwell too much on the fact that at this rate, this whole life could have been an email. You may be wondering why corporate has us here at the crack. I wish I knew, but I'm not actually sure who our boss is, if I'm being real. I know it's whoever Stacy's boss is in HR. I have a working theory, actually, that our boss was Sean Diddy Combs, and now they don't want to tell us. I'm pretty sure I saw a paper on my desk once that said Sean Diddy Combs Incorporated. Maybe he was like an early investor, things got out of hand. Now the board's like, oh my God. I don't know, I got way too high watching Law & Order SVU last night, and it made sense at the time. All that to say, don't be surprised if you get subpoenaed. Okay, items of the meeting. Once again, please stop touching each other in the walk-in. There is a camera in there. I have full access to that camera. You're making me see heinous stuff before 11:30 a.m. on a Wednesday. Also, somebody keeps using the company card to buy Tinder Platinum. $3,000 you spent in 8 months. Wow, what a trooper. Maybe give up, right? Procreating isn't for everybody. Also, we will no longer be giving our leftovers to the local unhoused. Corporate wants us to stick a price tag on everything and sell it to starving kids. They said starving kids have a high demand for food, and it's all supply and demand. They'll be by to collect the scraps every night. You'll know it because it's the Cybertruck with the I bought this after Elon went crazy because I despise human rights bumper sticker. Can't miss it. Just throw the food in the back. They don't want to talk to you, okay? They say even poor people's words dirty the mind. That was in my management training. What else? Oh, Christopher, you're fired. Sorry. I was supposed to fire you 3 months ago, but I just kept forgetting, which I think is quite the severance package. So, get the fuck out of here. Also, we will no longer be partaking in DEI hiring, whereas corporate before instructed me to hire based on whoever was darkest. Their words, not mine. Now I hire whoever is whitest. Little throwback. I'm actually not sure what DEI really means. I know it's like cool to be politically savvy nowadays, but I just find it so boring. Talk to me about the Sabrina Carpenter takeover of Fortnite before you talk to me about civil rights. Or actually, tie the two together in an informative essay. Christopher, 5,000 words on my desk about Sabrina Carpenter and you can have your job back. Or flip me off and crash out on Instagram later like the baby you are. Abuela, I got my wedding tux. Can I show it to you? Ay, mija, you're not gonna wear a white dress? How will people know you're pure on your wedding night? I don't know. They could use one of those strips that change colors or something. That's for water purity. I'm like 60% water. And the other 40% is sin. I'm pretty happy with those numbers. I think they represent me. They represent what I'm about. Now, can I show you my tux, please? Fine. Put your little tuxedo on. I just think you would look so pretty in a dress for Jesus. Why do I gotta get pretty for Jesus? I don't like him like that. What do you think? Ay, bendito. Maybe you're not pretty for Jesus, but you handsome for Jesus. Now we talking Jesus? Good morning, people! Happy Monday! Now, I know none of us want to be at work, but it's not about what we want, right? It's about the joy of serving. When they say jump, we say how high, and when they hand us a coupon that's been expired for 8 years, we say, of course, little baby child, of course I'll honor this. You literally couldn't handle me not accepting it, so of course I'll accept it and get in trouble with my boss, who would have been just as mad had I rejected your coupon because you would have thrown a fit in the lobby. Oh, and no tip. Oh, I deserve it. I've been a bad barista. Now, today's song of the day is Roar by Katy Perry. I hope the lyricism is something you can hold on to get you through your day. The song was submitted by Dominic. Thank you, Dominic, for inspiring us. Oh, yes, I will bring you into this, Dominic. Roar lets me find the little warrior in me, wrote Dominic in his submission for Song of the Day. Oh, yeah, you did write that. I would never forge such beautiful words, Dominic. Don't you besmirch my name. No, this isn't about anything else, Dominic. Why would I have any reason to be mad at you? So let's start today with a roar. Let them hear you roar today at a reasonable volume. Some of our customers are elderly and they will complain.